Hey all, welcome back to Final Fantasy, where last time we went back 2,000 years into the future and fought two fiends. Why am I facing the wrong way? Well, if I go down and go back up, I'll be fighting Marilith again, so I don't want to face you, I want to go downwards. So we're in Shrine B3 right now, or at least the Chaos Shrine anyway, and we are going to be heading even further along, which this floor is actually a maze, but as you can tell, we already fought two of the fiends. We fought Lich and Marilith, so the next fiend on this floor, any guesses what it might be? We have some water enemies here. If you guess Kraken, oh, you are correct, because that's exactly what we are going to be fighting next. Which, thankfully enough, this floor is, even though it is a maze, it is really rudimentary and pretty easy to figure out. And once I finish off these sharks, wow, okay Roach, that's gonna set a precedent for the rest of this episode. 777, I like to see those numbers. So yeah, let's just keep heading downwards. We're gonna go this way and then get into a battle because fun times. Hi, that's a lot of enemies, so I'm just going to hopefully have Thundara go off and kill them. It's amazing that so many enemies can just be right around the corner. Those snakes just slithering around, the giant sea trolls just shaking their heads, and now they're all dead because they get lightninged in the face. There we go. Pretty, ooh, level ups, cool, nice. So, thankfully enough we're getting level ups. And we're, okay, I think these ones are kind of fast. No, never mind. These ones are not that fast because they aren't going before me. And of course, the moment I say that, they start attacking everybody anyway. All right, so let's deal with the rest here. And make sure that they all die. Come on. And you're dead, cool. Moving on. Getting a lot of money for this place. I have almost, wow, that's a lot of money. Thankfully enough, this place is, again, really simple. Okay, so before I head down this hallway here, I'm going to make sure to have everybody up to snuff for this. Okay, that was kind of a waste of a high potion. But it's okay, because Kraken is coming up right over here. And yeah, Kraken, he has about double the amount of HP that he had before, about 3,600, I think. The biggest difference is that his weakness, Thundara, or just Thunder in general, Thundaga, Thunder, whatever. In this case, Thundara was the one that we had when we got to that point in the game. It's kind of not really that great anymore. I mean, he resisted now, so that's kind of a fun time. So we're not going to be dealing with that. We are basically just going to be protecting ourselves as much as possible. But actually, now I think about it, no shock, because he actually has what he casts. I mean, what he was weak to before, which was Thundara. So I'm going to use this and make sure that he doesn't hit me with it. And if he does, at least the first time around will be the biggest amount of damage. But yeah, I'm going to have Roach actually use the Giant's Glove, which is right here. And then I'm going to have Jags use Temper. It was a spell. I was sitting there looking for it and I couldn't find it. That's what happens when you don't record for like about a couple days and you forget things. But yeah, okay, we're starting off with Ink and it missed, so I'm okay with that. Because now he might use Thundara at some point, which would hurt, but now with no shock, I should be okay. Make sure that Roach is all set up and ready to go. And now he's all hasted up. Okay, this battle is pretty much done. I could use some stuff like Flare, maybe get a little bit of extra damage in, that would be nice. It does cost a lot of MP though, so I'm probably gonna sit here and maybe just buff up Roach a little bit more. And that way he can just do all the stuff, while in the meantime, we're gonna have maybe, raise our defenses, why not? And then everyone just attack from here on out. Or you can just use Ink again. Yeah, he uses Ink a lot, but his Thundara cast, ironically enough, has a higher chance of going off, but he's not doing it. So I don't know. Either way, just sit here and just keep buffing up Roach, which I think we're okay now, so I could probably just get away with just spamming attack of everybody. Getting a little bit of extra damage in there while Roach does the brunt of the work, does half his health in one turn. And in the moment Roach goes again, he's dead, so bye-bye, buddy. That would have been so hilarious if I killed him with that 5 damage. That would have been super hilarious. But in the meantime, that is it. Bye-bye. Alright, and we get practically nothing from that and get into a battle with 1 step. Just as long as I don't go backwards. If I go backwards from here on out, I'm fighting Kraken again, and that'd be stupid. Because the amount of experience to get from them is not worth it to be fighting them all over again. So let's just make sure that I can not do that. Okay, there we go. So yes, this floor, B4. The nice thing about this floor is right over here, down that alleyway right there, that's where Tiamat is. Really early on in this floor, but there is a good reason for that because this floor actually has a really good item on it. Which I'm gonna be diverging to get because really good items are really good items. In the meantime, I don't know why I'm fighting vampires on the floor where I should be fighting wind stuff. But it's okay. It's okay, at least they're gonna die really quickly because they are vampires. And we have the best weapons towards killing things of this nature. Yeah, they heal for 15. That was terrible. I can probably kill you with my, okay, maybe not. Cat claws are not strong enough. It's a lot of money though, of course. Hi, stone golems. Let's get rid of you pretty quickly. One more. Okay, getting there. We are getting there. All right. And now we go over, I'm holding right, thank you. Sometimes the Vita gamepad, or the D-pad for the Vita is really awkward. I know it's really late to be saying this, especially since it sounds like in the finale, but I'm playing this on a Vita, of course. And the D-pad on the Vita is like on one thing, so you can almost press down in the center, but like if you are holding like a very slight other direction, the D-pad is not that great. It's really not. So you might see me just walk into walls and do things like that. This game was meant to be on something that had a better D-pad. But yeah, the Masamune. Awesome weapon. You know why it's awesome? I can equip it. Yes, I can equip it. I can equip a really long katana, which doing so actually gives everybody a really good weapon, which means that if I need to grind for any particular reason, I can just hold the X button now. And that's awesome. So, keeping that in mind, that's something I'm gonna be doing later, but not now. It just gives everybody a decent blade, and putting it on anybody else, yeah, it would be nice, but the biggest flaw with that plan is that I have cat claws, but I don't have anything stronger than that. Daryl can equip the blades that he's able to. Roach can equip the Excalibur exclusively, so it'd be pointless putting it on him because then I lose the Excalibur. And then Jags gets, what does he have right now? The Kichimonchi or whatever? The Kichi-Uichi-Monchi, I think it's called, which, yeah, no one else can equip that either, so there's no point in putting on anybody else. It just makes everybody have a decent blade. So with that in mind, let's actually go right over here. I'm going to make a save, and I am going to save over file 1. Because Tiamat is a little bit iffy sometimes with the department of doing damage to me and all that. And you never know, I could die, even though I'm like level 47. It's possible because RNG can screw me. So let's fight Tiamat. This is not Tiamat. Tiamat is a square ahead of me. Can you please die so I can fight the actual boss of this floor and not 6 zombies? Or vampires in this case, and they're technically the same thing, kinda. Can you die? Yeah, that's much better to see. Seeing everybody do a lot of damage just by holding the X button. It is a great feeling, especially for the end of the game. Just having that amount of damage output by everybody. This is a problem. Can you please kill them before I die? Thank you. Thank you. That could have gone really far south really quickly. And I don't want to be having people die this late in the game. Thank you. All right, Tiamat. We're fighting Tiamat now. Thank you. That's great. Cool. Tiamat, 5,500 HP compared to her 2,400 before. she now resists Scourge. So we can't do that trick anymore. That would be fun. So we're gonna have to stick with the ye old haste combo, which in this case, let's see. She also does her other stuff too, which is like the blizzard attacks, thunder attacks, and the blaze attacks, so on and so forth. So we're going to use Null Shock. You, in the meantime, are gonna buff yourself up because this is pretty much our go-to for the entire rest of the game. So we're gonna be doing that. Giant's Glove, yep. And then you got, you know what, just use Temper. We're already at this state of the game. She's more than likely is probably gonna use Scourge or just whack somebody on the first turn. And Scourge is gonna miss, so I'm okay. Okay, Thunderbolt. We're starting off with the big attack, which is fine, I guess. Because now, oh, that didn't do a lot of damage at all. Cool. That means Null Shock is just gonna kind of get rid of that entire problem. Okay. And now, let's see, what else can I do? How about I make it so you take more damage? And in the meantime, I'm gonna do Null Blaze because you're doing Null Shock now, which means that you're gonna be doing the Fire one next, more than likely. So I'm going to make sure that that does not happen. And in the meantime, do I have anything else I could use that would be nice? You know, why? I don't get why they don't have like a Null Blizzard. Like, why is that not a thing? It's so weird to me. In the meantime, I guess I'm just gonna have you use the Giant's Glove on yourself so we can have 2 attackers going. Oh, poison gas, cool. Ow, that's not that bad. All right, let's see if we can get more damage output. Because you have 5,500, which means it's gonna take me at least 5 turns to kill you. 6 turns, okay. All right, now I can start maybe buffing up people with the healing. I can maybe get a flare, but that's a lot. So I'm just gonna have you attack and hope for the best. See if you can get any extra stuff going on. In the meantime, I'm gonna have you do a Viscera so we can start blocking some of this nonsense. Ice Storm, that's one I can't block at all. Great, oh, that was kind of terrible damage output, so that's fine. There we go, that's what I like to see. And that was kind of terrible, but it's still almost 100, which could be useful. In the meantime, I need to actually cure you just so you don't die. Okay, now I think I'm good to just spam the X button on attack. I mean, I could raise Jag's attack, but I think we're pretty much all set at this point. Okay, you know what? Do I have a way of doing that? No, I do not, so just you, actually, yeah. This would be probably a good idea. That would probably be, hello, that's gonna miss. Good job. I'm so glad you wasted that turn. All right, I like the fact that my damage output's going a little bit higher each time, but that's okay. T-Mat's dead. That is the 4 fiends gone. They no longer can come back to the present time because they have died 2,000 years in the past. So, which is funny because they're stronger in the past, but I guess they aged over time when they came to the future and got, I don't know. I'm not exactly, I mean, they were sleeping, quote unquote. They did come to the future, which did kind of muck things up a little bit. But now we are okay. We are all set. We can continue on to the next floor, which we go around here, get into a battle, because of course we do. Hello. I think we're just good enough to attack at this point. Can you die? Can you die? There we go. That was a decent amount of money. But yeah, Shrine B5, if I was able to zoom out on this, you would notice it would be forming a pentagon. Which, yeah, that's, Nintendo would have definitely have censored that back in the day. So, yeah. Before we head into this room, let's make a unique save, shall we? Let's go over this Melman one. Okie dokie. Cool. Is everybody okay? Oh, now they are. I'm gonna make sure that everybody at least has a decent amount of MP for this battle coming up, because that is gonna be kind of a problem. I think I'm okay now. I mean, I could probably use one of the elixirs or the dry ethers, but that's a just in case. I have 353 MP to go, so we're good there. But yes, let's head inside. Hi, do you remember this face? Do you remember me? Well, I just asked if we remembered you. I was once known as the Knight of Cornelia. Well, yeah, but we're 2,000 years in the past, so technically you're not even close to being a Knight of Cornelia, but semantics. What are you talking about here? 2,000 years from now, you killed me. I'm Garland. Did we actually kill you, or did you get sent back into the past? I'm not exactly sure, but let's stop rambling on. Say what you have to say. Oh, you did defeat me then. Oh, good, thank you. You answered it in one sentence. But the four great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Okay, so you were dead, but then they're like, we're gonna save you, be evil for us. Once here, I sent the four fiends into the future. Yeah, kind of figured that one out. Where they shall once again use the four great forces to send me into the past. Well, we killed them on the way in, so yeah, good luck with that. In 2,000 years, I will remember none of this. But I will be reborn again here. So even as you die again and again, I shall return, born again into this endless circle that I have created. Not unless we kill you here. Okay, so Chaos. Garland is Chaos incarnate with 20,000 HP, and he's resistant to pretty much everything, as well as magic defenses, so pretty much weapon strikes are going to work the best, because of course they are. So, the best I can do, honestly, in this case, I'm going to need to do my constant combos of before, which is buffing up Roach and possibly Jags if I can. But as well, I'm going to cast Invisora multiple times, as well as Protera multiple times, in order to block against Chaos's attacks as much as possible. Roach is going to start off by buffing himself up with the Giant's Glove, which I'm going to be doing this a little bit more than one time, and then you are going to be casting Haste. So pretty much everybody's going to be doing their buffs. And the buffs are not going to stop for quite some time, but I'm going to get some attacks in there on when everybody has like certain buffs active. So we're going to start off with these going on. Okay. And then this turn as well, I'm also going to do Invisora, which is the white robe. Okay. You use Protera one more time. You actually buff up yourself with the Giant's Glove one more time as well, because this thing is going to buff you a lot. I'm going to make sure you are buffed up hardcore with this thing. And then I am going to cast Haste. Who did I cast it on? I'm going to just cast it on you. Okay. Okay, now I can tell who is hasted. They are both hasted. I'm just making sure because I freaked out there for a second. More Protera. Okay. And now I need a cure a lot. So the quickest way of me doing this is I'm going to actually use a healing helm, which isn't that great, sadly. But it's the best I got. But actually, I got a healing staff. I know this doesn't really do much different. It's still heal. But I do have Kiraga as well, so you get that. You are buffed up enough a little bit to at least get some attacks in. And I want you to be able to last a couple hits. So what I'm going to do is maybe you'll get off this Giant's Tonic first before Kiraga goes off. Our Blaze will probably kill you. Blaze will probably kill you. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be happy. But if it does, I am going to be mad. Okay, you just survived that, cool. So this buffs up your HP, so now you have quite a lot more HP to work with, and I'm going to do the same in Azure in a moment. Let's get some healing going on with the heal staff. It's not a lot, but it's still better than nothing. Okay, and I'm still going to need to buff you up a little bit. So in this case, let's get more healing going on, and I definitely want more HP, so you raise your HP, you do a cure again, you need more buffs, like a lot more buffs. So you get this. Actually, you know what? Instead of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you attack. Wait. Let me think this through. Okay. Instead of you attacking this turn, I'm going to have you use the Giant's Glove. That way you get that extra boost. And then you are going to use Temper on yourself this turn. That way we have a little bit of a buff war going on with Jags and Roach. Temper is okay, but it's nowhere near as good as the Giant's Glove. So the Temper, what I'm going to do is I'm basically just gonna start using the Giant's Glove with Jags if I can. In the meantime though, I really need to do a lot of healing, which is kind of a little bit of a problem because of the fact of how long it takes for people to do healing. So in this case, I'm thinking what I need to do now is I don't want to waste a Mega Elixir, although it would be really helpful right about now. That way everybody's pretty much a little bit better. I could probably get another Protera going or another Invisora, which that one sounds a little better. You get the Giant's Glove once again. Actually, no, you can just attack now, and then you get the Giant's Glove. That way, everybody has a little bit of extra help. Okay, good. I'm really happy you attacked Roche. So even though that hurt a lot, I'm gonna get rid of that little bit of a problem. Okay, everybody's up to snuff. We have a lot of HP going on now, so we can survive a couple hits. I probably should maybe get a little bit more HP going on. That might be good. So let's get you having more HP. You cast Protera. You are going to need the Giant's Glove, but you can cast Saber on yourself now I think about it. Where's the one with Saber? Actually, no, that's the Giant's Glove, though. So the Giant's Glove, cast Saber on yourself, and just use Temper for now. Okay, yeah, because that still hurts like a truck. He still hurts like a truck, no matter how much HP I have. So getting a little bit more defense would be nice. Okay. More HP, please. Thank you. And now let's actually get a little bit of healing going on. I'm going to use the healing staff. That way some people get like a little bit more. Actually, I don't need the healing staff, so I would like to just get a little bit more HP in general. So how about I use the high potion? You use Kiraga. That way we have double healing going on. You attack and you use Temper. Just don't, okay, that's fine, okay. Okay, everyone's getting buffed up quite well. Okay, you got healing, high potion, that ought to heal you back up pretty decently. Okay, and now I can actually use the healing staff in order to get just a little bit more people. You focus on Kiraga on yourself as a just in case, you attack. And I'm gonna see how much HP you're doing, or damage, I mean. I wanna see your damage output. Okay, Cyclone, that is going to kill maybe nobody. I'm hoping Daryl doesn't take 269 damage and he dies or something like that. That'd be really dumb if that happened. I'm hoping for the best, don't die. Okay, that was really, really close to killing you. And I'm kinda glad I used Kiraga. I hope I used it on you. Yes, okay, good. Kinda blanked out on who I used that on. Okay, damage output's getting there. So how about, I need the healing staff again. Another healing staff would be cool. You use Kiraga on yourself one more time, and if we can keep the HP damage pretty low on this next turn, then I'm okay with using Giant's Tonic on Daryl in order to get his HP up. Because I need to get everybody's HP. Okay, Earthquake, cool, wasted turn. Awesome, thank you. I have ribbons on all characters. Sadly, if you're playing the NES version, you only have 3 ribbons. That's all you can really work with, so hopefully you have Protect Rings and other means of not dying to that. Okay, more healing as a just in case. Okay, everybody is getting there. Let's bring you up a little bit. Now that I can do that, let's raise your stuff. You can probably get away with doing the healing, but you don't really do that much healing with that. So how about you maybe get another Protera going? You do this and you attack. Okay. All right, that's what I like to see. That's a damage output I like to see. Because he definitely has something he's going to be doing and it's obnoxious. And it's going to happen soon. Because I just did that much damage, he's definitely doing it soon. Oh, great. Okay, so I need some more healing, So healing staff me, please. Okay, definitely more healing. Attack and attack. Okay, he did Slowra, which I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, it worked. It worked. Okay, that's a problem. I can get around that though. Okay, I think next turn he's either going to use Thundaga or he's probably going to use one of his skills, which in this case is Blaze, Tsunami, Cyclone, and Earthquake. Which he just did Earthquake, so Blaze is coming up. Okay. It's always going to be in that order. It's weird. Okay. So I'm gonna haste on Jags. You are going to, actually no. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a healing staff. It's a little bit extra, but at this point, just healing any little minuscule amount of damage is fine. So you are going to do the haste. You attack and you attack. Okay. I'm not sure where he's at in his normal... Actually, no, he just did Slowra, which means Thundaga is the one that's coming up next, but he just kind of punched me, so... Okay, he's dead, cool, awesome. He never used Kiraja, which heals him for 9,999, and that would have been a pain to deal with. Bye-bye, Chaos, you are dead. That was a little bit torture and a lot of buffing. The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. Awesome! The light of the 4 crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the 4 forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters ran rampant and the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the 4 forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew. A world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? None can say. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever, but the bravery of 4 young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the 4 endured. The breaking of the chain means that it never existed. But within the tale of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds lives on. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. And now, the return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended. That the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. And that was Final Fantasy. The game itself, I have really fond memories of it. I actually did play it back on the NES way back in the day. I didn't really get terribly far in it. Mainly, I was too young back then, and I didn't really understand what was going on or how to do things. And the fact that Final Fantasy 1 is very guide heavy, like you need a walkthrough unless like you pay attention to what NPCs are saying. And the translation back then was not the greatest. So, I mean, it was still good. It was better than most translations back in the day. It's just that it's definitely a guide dang it sort of game. You really need some guidance as you're going through. Unless you sit there and really jot notes, figure out maps, all that stuff. Like back in the day, people will like make the maps. Like they would draw it on graph paper, all that stuff. It was one of those kind of games. I did that. I didn't really get terribly far. It wasn't until the PlayStation version, which this version has FMVs from, and it has some things from it, but not totally. Like the graphics are somewhat there, but they definitely did remake them for the GBA version, so on and so forth. Because there was the WonderSwan version, which then the GBA version was based on, and then PSP version, which is pretty much the de facto version of the game. But there is a 3DS version, which adds 3D, but that's only in, like, it's only in Japan. But the buildings are the only things that are 3D, really. It kind of gives it like a little bit of a new vibe to it. The double screens kind of help and all that. I would say it's a de facto version. I mean, it kind of is because it has the most updates, but the fact that people do like the spell slot system in the original where all the magic had slots, like I've mentioned way earlier and I kept mentioning throughout. But I kind of like the MP system more because it's more tried and true of what Final Fantasy is, I guess. And most games in general, but I guess people do want the method of how it was back then. So play the Origins version, which is on PlayStation, and that's on the PlayStation Network, so you can download it pretty easily nowadays. But so is this version too, but yep. Either way, I definitely had fun with this one. I'm going to obviously complete those bonus dungeons. That won't happen until, I mean, that will happen. It's just, it's coming up. Don't worry. I'm not going to sit there and postpone it or anything like that. It's definitely going to be like the next episode's coming out. I mean, they might take me a little bit and you might see other games come out, but you know, there's super bosses that I got to deal with. So I got to definitely do a lot of grinding because Chaos gave me issues. And I mean, not terribly. I just had to buff and cure a lot. I had to focus a lot more than other bosses where I can just kind of buff and hit X, which is awesome, especially for a final boss, because they don't really have that in many games nowadays. But with that, I'll leave you with the credits. I'll see you all in the next episode, where I'm going to continue the bonus dungeons and beat all the super bosses. See you all then.